Hey, you guys, what it is your girl, Cadillac, coming in on September 11th. Yes, that's today, September the 11th, 2021. Yes, so just getting back to the videos that I had been releasing. I was showing you painting the release by an angel so that I can have it sitting in my background when I give my speech for the Orange County delegation meeting. Okay, this in my mind was so spectacular. But what really happened, baby, it was nowhere near what I had dreamt. That's crazy. I thought that I was really going to be able to stand out. I did not get a chance to work on a speech. So I wrote the speech earlier that day. I practiced over it. It was hours, so I still should have been able to do something. I practiced over it. I even had the 3x5 cards. Well, when it's my time, for some reason, you remember the painting that I painted? Well, I didn't even get it finished, but was trying to paint so that it can attract attention in my background and show that, hey, she is this great, awesome artist, that's fighting for justice. And you actually see a piece of my artwork that, gets your attention and holds your memory of me. But baby, the camera, they didn't even let my camera cut on. Like, for some reason you couldn't control it. Like, my camera was just off. So it was just black with my name on there. Just my name on the screen. So I'm like, great. So all of that, and they couldn't see it, no way. Then I'm like, okay, well, that's good that they can't see me because then maybe I can give my speech a little bit better. Well, let me give you a little bit of background information. Some people went over their time. It was supposed to be 2.5 minutes. A lot of people went over their time, went 5 and 6 minutes and stuff like that. So he started cutting it down to a minute. So I'm already nervous. It looked like he skipped over some names because I'm looking at the list and I'm like, oh, I'm after this person, that, and then all of a sudden he says my name. Boom. And I'm like, what? Like, are you for real? It's my turn. So I'm frantically trying to cut the camera on. Can't get my camera on. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just introduce myself and go into it. I'm trying to read off the cards. And if you know, I can't, under pressure, I cannot read. That is like, not that I can't read, but it just is not more. It sounds very nervous when you're just reading. Like, even when you're rapping, when I would get in the booth, I could not rap my lyrics off of paper. They had to be known inside my brain. Like, I had to memorize them or it just wouldn't come out right. And that's what that speech should have been. I should have remembered it. And I don't know why I can't remember the speech after telling this freaking story for 20 years. But yes, I couldn't remember the speech. So I skipped over some important parts. I'm going to actually, once I find my cards, I'm going to reread it to you guys and the way it should have been, kind of like a versus what the speech looked like and what the speech really was like. But listening back to it, I guess it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like the worst speech in the world, but I left out a lot of key elements that would have really you know, brought it to full circle because the way that I said it was I kind of hinted towards, things being done, wrong within the system. But it kind of, the impact that is left in your mind is that, hey, so what? He's, there for robbery, but I'm sorry for you. But basically, that same old quote unquote, he shouldn't have did what he did. That's the effect that I was given, that I would feel after listening to that speech. So I don't think, that's why I don't feel like I did a good job. But yeah, that's it. I did all that hoopla, and that's what it boiled down to. Well, I tried. That's all I could do. So I'm going to play it for you now so that you can actually see this weak speech.
Hello, yes, my name is Keita Dixon. I am an artist and an advocate for prison reform and criminal justice reform. I'm advocating for second chances and second look legislation. In 2001, at age 19, my husband went away on robbery charges and received 40 years in prison. I, because of that, have raised our daughter alone for the last 20 years, from 2 months old to from 2 months old until 20 years old now. And he does have still 18 more years. His case has many discrepancies, and it seems as though it was a rush to judgment. I am asking you to please advocate and support the second look bills that would be able to right the wrongs of the unjust sentences that were handed down in the early 2000s. Thank you.
Yeah, see, so that's what I'm talking about. Like I could have did so much better. And probably would have did better had I had the proper time to, prepare. I was up here winging it. Number one, I bit off more than I can chew. I should have forgot about, why go try to paint a new piece of artwork to put in your background. That's stupid. I should have been just preparing for this speech and just going over the speech and speaking, working on speaking eloquently and working on trying to, make my story to where the next can understand it and have compassion on it. Because the only way that we are going to get true justice is through compassion. Compassion is the only thing that is going to actually bring about change in this world. Like, we have to stop being so self centered, and we have to start realizing how our lives really do affect others around us. Anyway, I tried. I mean, what more can I do? It's your girl Cadillac. It's your girl Cadillac.